I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Paul Beresford-Hill, Permanent Observer of the Sovereign Order of Malta to the United Nations.
Mr. President, distinguished delegates, we would like to thank the delegation of the Republic of Mozambique for facilitating our contribution to this vital discussion. We also extend our gratitude to all of the briefers for their insightful presentations. As we share this open debate on the protection of civilians in armed conflict, we do mark significant milestones. The 25th anniversary of the Security Council Resolution 1265, which first introduced the protection of civilians as an item on the Security Council's agenda, and the 75th anniversary of the Geneva Convention's foundational texts in international humanitarian law. As this year's Secretary General's annual report mentions, the harms that civilians are experiencing include death, attacks on essential infrastructure, conflict-induced hunger, the use of explosive weapons in populated areas, and conflict-related sexual violence. These atrocities are evident across all conflict zones. Our response must be comprehensive and it must be determined. The Sovereign Order of Malta, with a 900-year mission of aiding those in need, is deeply committed to the protection of civilians in armed conflict. Our humanitarian arm, Malteser International, has been at the forefront of providing aid to civilians affected by conflict, particularly focus on the needs of migrants and refugees. Through our extensive network, we offer medical aid, psychological support, essential supplies to those in dire circumstances, working tirelessly to uphold the principles of humanity and impartiality. We have recently heard from distinguished colleagues about the deteriorating humanitarian situation in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Decades of ongoing conflict there have displaced 7.2 million people internally and forced over 5.3 million to seek refuge in neighboring countries. A renewed outbreak of violence this autumn has displaced further 1 million people. In response, the Sovereign Order of Malta is actively engaged in addressing the needs of displaced and vulnerable populations. Our mobile clinics in the camps treat those injured by gunfire and bombs, offering essential medical care in these challenging environments. Approximately 1.1 million children under the age of 5 and 605,000 pregnant and breastfeeding women are acutely malnourished. Our nutrition centers have seen a quadrupling of severely malnourished children since November 2023. And to address this, we are distributing emergency food supplies, strengthening medical care for malnourished children, and gender-based violence remains a significant concern, with displaced women and girls at high risk. The escalating violence and instability in Haiti is causing widespread displacement and suffering, putting civilians at significant risk. The Sovereign Order of Malta has been active in Haiti since 2010, focusing on nutritional assistance, food security, and income-generating opportunities, particularly for women. Despite the challenges, our commitment to supporting the Haitian people remains steadfast and constant. We provide supplementary food to malnourished children, supporting pregnant women, ensuring long-term food security through sustainable agricultural projects and vocational training. Our teams, active now on the ground, distribute medical supplies and offer healthcare services in areas with limited access due to gang control. Ukraine remains a state of conflict, resulting in significant civilian casualties and widespread displacement. Since November 2022, 3 mobile teams have been active, offering psychosocial support to displaced young children and young people. This initiative, managed by Malteser International and the Humanitarian, the German Protestant Alliance of Orders of St. John, and staffed by Ukrainian Relief Service of the Order of Malta, especially equipped 6 vehicles stocked with materials for group encounters, activities, toys and games and activities for young children, fostering an environment conducive to mental health and support. In addition to medical aid, we distribute food, water, essential supplies, and support the reconstruction of damaged infrastructure, such as schools and hospitals. Palestine, one of the world's most challenging environments. Civilians face severe restrictions on movement, lack of access to basic services, and ongoing violence. The Order of Malta has a long-standing presence there because we were founded in Jerusalem with a mission of caring for pilgrims, but of all faiths and all origins. And despite the ongoing hostilities, our hospital in Bethlehem delivers, even now, over 4,500 babies annually, and is the only facility in the region with an intensive neonatal ward. This hospital serves the catchment area for over 1 million people and is a critical reference point for women's and children's health. Just last week, Fra Alessandro de Francis, our Minister of Health, along with Cardinal Pizzaballa, the Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, made a trip through the West Bank into Gaza and reached the parish of the Holy Family for a pastoral visit. There they met a suffering population, and they encouraged them, and they went and they delivered them a message of hope, telling them that they were not forgotten, that we are in solidarity with their needs, and that we support the suffering that they are enduring and want to alleviate it as quickly and as soon as possible. This visit is the first in the stage of joint humanitarian missions of the Latin Patriarchate and the Sovereign Order of Malta, aiming at the delivery of life-saving food and medical help to the people of Gaza. The harms experienced by civilians during conflict are multifaceted and severe. Direct attacks on civilians, the use of human shields, the misuse of protected facilities, and the targeting of humanitarian aid workers are unacceptable violations of international humanitarian law. These actions not only cause immediate harm, but also have long-term repercussions on the stability and development of affected regions. That is why it is critical to ensure compliance with international humanitarian law. International organizations play a crucial role in addressing these issues. It is imperative that we continue to support and strengthen the efforts of civil society and other organizations working on the ground, and that we do more to protect the sick and the poor. Because failure to do so is not only an affront to humanity, but it makes a mockery of Resolution 1265. Thank you, Mr. President.